Good evening, followers, and welcome to a Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts. I'm Nathan Donnelly, and here is our video update for Thursday, the 11th of February 2016. Well, folks, this is the where all the action is at the moment. The Australian Bureau of Meteorology have issued a tropical cyclone information bulletin at 4 minutes to 7 this evening. That's Thursday, the 11th of February, saying that at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, tropical cyclone Tatiana, which was a Category 1 with central pressure of 994 hectopascals, was located over the central Coral Sea near latitude 16.9 south, longitude 157.9 east, which is about 1,030 kilometers east-northeast of Mackay. The cyclone is moving east-southeast at about 14 kilometers per hour, and a curve into a southeasterly track is expected through the remainder of today into Friday. So this is likely to take the system out of the Queensland region late on Friday or Saturday morning. It is likely, though, that the system will continue to strengthen overnight and during Friday. And so, folks, this is the system that we're looking at the moment. This is Cyclone Tatiana, and as you can see, just off the coast here of Queensland. And you will also see that there is also a lot of convergence happening here with this system near the Fiji Islands. That one is expected to form into a cyclone some stage, but where it currently is situated at the moment, it is out of the Australian region of responsibility. So the one that we are looking at the moment is this system right here, Category 1, Tropical Cyclone Tatiana. If we have a look now at what the sea surface temperatures are doing in the area that this system is situated, and you can see here, this is approximately where the system is at the moment, and we have these quite warm temperatures in its area. Further to its south, we've got slightly cooler conditions, and to its north, we've got those warm temperatures. To its east, around the Vanuatu and around where that other system is currently, is also quite warm temperatures as well. If we look further ahead into tomorrow evening, and what we can see is that those warm temperatures seem to continue to surround the two systems. Of course, Cyclone Tatiana is moving here closer to Vanuatu, whilst the other system, which is out of our area of responsibility, is continuing to be surrounded by these warm sea surface temperatures. Now, if we look ahead through into Saturday, where possibly this system could be out of the Australian region of responsibility, but we can see that those warm surface temperatures continue to surround these two systems as Tatiana heads towards the New Caledonia and the Vanuatu Islands, and seems to be wanting to merge with this other system that is in play at the moment as well. So this region here could be in for some very wild and dangerous conditions over the next couple of days. And just for interest's sake, if we move now through into Sunday morning at about 9 a.m, and what we will see is that those sea surface temperatures continue to just seem to follow these systems as they continue in their south to southeasterly track across the Coral Seas. So now if we have a look at the relative humidity for these two systems, And just a reminder that these cyclones and these systems love these blue colorings. Absolutely love them. That's what they really need in order to continue to be strengthened. This pinkish air is called dry air, and if they affect the system, then it could be a very quick death for these systems. But as you can see, where these systems are situated right now, whilst they are in this blue and dark blue area, which is favourable for their continued development, there is this dry air that is starting to stream up, and it's trying to penetrate into these systems. So now if we have a look at what this dry air does through into Friday afternoon, and what we can see is that that dry air seems to break up a little. This is 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, and what we can see is that the dry air that was originally wrapping itself around into this system has seemed to have broken up a little bit. There is still a lot here to the system south, and a little bit here in between the two systems, but but the relative location of these systems, there is still a lot of blue in there to feed these systems. If we continue now looking through into Saturday morning, and what we can see is that that humidity seems to kind of, I guess, notice where these systems are, for the want of a better word, and seems to just wrap itself around the systems, but not actually penetrating into the system, which is very good for the further development of these systems. If we now look through into Sunday morning, and what we can see when it updates itself, what we can see there is that that relative humidity again seems to just kind of stay away from the systems themselves, and here at midday on Sunday, we can see that this relative this dry air is still way to these systems south, but it seems as if they have this moist flow, this moist feeding coming in here from the north, possibly from some kind of monsoonal trough perhaps, I'm not sure, but the dry air not quite able to penetrate and influence these systems a whole lot at this stage. Now, if we have a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's Axis regional maps to see where they say that this system is going to go over the next few hours. Here we are at 8 p.m. on Thursday evening. If we now head through until Friday, and as we can see, this system just lingers very, very close, I guess, to this the 160 east line. Seems to linger around there for a little bit as it deepens, and then it slowly is adopting this southerly to southeasterly track here into Sunday. So by about Sunday morning, the BOM is expecting that this system will remain well off the Queensland coast, and here at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, it's probably down here around the Central Coast area, but again, stressing that it is way off the Australian coastline and should not affect our weather at all. So let's have a look now at where the models say that these cyclones are going to be tracking. And first we're looking at the GFS model, and at 3 p.m. Today, Thursday the 11th of February, we can see that tropical cyclone Tatiana was here in the Coral Sea, just off the coast of Cairns, maybe the Townsville sort of area, way out here to sea. And its other system, or the other system, is over here on the other side of Vanuatu, in between Vanuatu and Fiji. Now, if we press the play button and we look ahead through until about Friday morning at 9 a.m., as we just wait for the computer to catch up to where we want it to be, we can see that these systems haven't really moved a whole lot in this system. So they're quite slow moving compared to other some other systems that we've seen previously. But here about 9 o'clock on the Friday morning, Cyclone Tatiana is sort of heading in this southerly or southeasterly track. It's got some strongish winds to its southwestern region and to its eastern region, while its other little system that it's taking with it seems to be packing quite a lot of punch, more so on its northeastern area, but really right around its center, it's packing quite a lot of winds at this moment. Looking at the GFS, you would say that this system, this second system between Fiji and Vanuatu, would be the more powerful system at this stage. Now, if we head through till Saturday morning at about the same time, and as we do so, we can continue to see that these systems will continue to travel in this southeasterly sort of direction, and as it slowly clicks over, we can see that at 9 a.m. on the Saturday morning, tropical cyclone Tatiana has sort of hit the New Caledonia region, where the second system has definitely moved to the southeast and is now sitting to the southeast of New Caledonia. So we could almost say that Tatiana has almost ceased being a cyclone at this stage. We'll wait for the official word from the Bureau of Meteorology. So this is by 9 a.m. Saturday morning, but really it's not packing a lot of punch around its core, or really even around any of its quadrants. The one that's really causing a lot of the disturbance is the this second system that has developed further over in the just to the southeast of New Caledonia. Then, if we look through just for interest, if we continue looking as we work out what's happening with with our connection here, a little bit slow at the moment, but we're just going to look through to Sunday to see what happens with these systems on the Sunday. And we can see that these cyclones continue their track southeasterly, and again, I would dare say that tropical cyclone Tatiana has pretty much lost most of its power, but that other system continuing to be quite strong around its core, and a lot of action here to its south and southeast region as it continues to head towards, I guess, the New Zealand area. Whether it affects New Zealand or not, I guess only time will tell, because in the last couple of frames from the GFS, we can see that the cyclone makes more of an easterly track than the southeasterly track. If we look now at the European model, and it's showing us that the two systems are here. Here is tropical cyclone Tatiana, and well, it's got some winds mainly here to its northern sort of area and to its northwestern area, and of course right around its center. The winds coming up here up the coast probably are not a lot to do with the system itself, but they are to worthy of taking some note of. And its little other system, or its little well, you could say its father system, because at this stage it looks like the second system's a lot stronger than our Cat 1 system over here. Well, it's just southeast of the Vanuatu. Let's now press the play button and see if we can have a look at where these systems are going to be at about 9 o'clock on Friday morning. And here they are. Really haven't moved a whole lot in that time frame. We've still got Tatiana sitting here just to the east of the Queensland coastline, and to the west of the Vanuatu, New Caledonia area. And it's the father system, I guess we're going to call it at this stage, because it's outside of the Australian area of responsibility, then we are not able to name it, but it is sitting here not too far from where it was at 9 o'clock on Thursday night. Now let's have a look and see where they should track through until 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. And as we do that, we can see, and this is where the differences between the GFS and the Euro lie in the two models. The GFS was wanting to move Tatiana pretty much in sync with the other system that's forming, whereas the European have decided to keep the two systems a lot further apart. So one coming to the west of the New Caledonian Islands, the other to the east of the New Caledonian Islands. The thing that is similar between the two models is that they are adopting this southerly to slightly southeasterly direction through the Coral Sea and between the islands of Vanuatu, New Caledonia and Fiji. Now, if we look further through to Sunday morning at 9 a.m, and we can see at this stage that the cyclone Tatiana is starting to lose its structure here at the center of it. It's starting to become a little elongated by this time, where its other system has kept quite a nice little center to it and is still packing quite a big punch here to its southern and southeastern area. As the models continue to circle through, you can see that perhaps Tatiana does keep some sort of resemblance, but by this time you would have to say that a lot of its power and a lot of its oomph has dissipated out of the system by, say, 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. Just show you now a new little map that we've been using last season and we'll use again this season. It's called the Earth Null School, and it basically shows the winds that are going across the surface of the planet, and you can quite clearly see Cyclone Tatiana spinning away there off the Queensland coast, probably around the Cairns, maybe a bit further north of Cairns, but there it is there, and there its father system sitting there to its east, spinning away quite nicely. Very nice eye of both systems, so possibly could continue to strengthen in its lifetime. A new website that we've stumbled across in our off season is this website called Windy TY, and again it's showing you the winds traveling across the surface of the Earth, and you can see that there's Titani sitting right there, and there its father system is to the other side of the islands there. The beauty of this website is it also gives us a bit of a forecast of where the winds are expected to be. So this is today. If we now look through into tomorrow, and what we can see is these systems they're doing the track kind of very slowly through to the east or southeast, very slightly to the southeast by the looks of this model, and there they are tomorrow at about the same time. We now go through to Saturday, and we can see that there certainly is this southerly or southeasterly track down, well, Titani down the coast of Queensland. Again, will state that it will be well off the coast of Queensland, so should pose no effects to our weather whatsoever. But there it is, just off the coast of these islands here, New Caledonia, and there is the other system spinning away there as well. Both look quite strong and are keeping a nice structure to them at the moment. Now if we go through into Sunday, let's see what happens with these systems according to this Windy TY website. And we can see that by about Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, Titani seems to lose a lot of its oomph and begins to look a little less like a cyclone. The center, or the winds around the center, are not wrapping around it as much as what they were earlier in its lifespan. Still punching some punch to its south and its southeast there, whereas the other system you can see is still has its winds surrounding the system and is still quite powerful at this time as it continues to head towards this New Zealand area. Now, for those followers that have people living in New Zealand, at this stage you can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief, because this more powerful system that has formed at the same time seems to not be interested in going anywhere near the New Zealand island at this stage. Whereas Titani, she just seems to just want to sit here just off the coast, probably of around Brisbane, that kind of area. Just wants to sit there and not really do a whole lot while it's there. We won't go too much further, but we'll just look into Tuesday morning to see what happens with Titani. And we can see it just wants to sit there and not really go anywhere real fast. We won't take it any further past Tuesday, because then models become a little bit more unpredictable. But we can see that at this stage, by Tuesday morning, this second system that is developed at the same time as Titani is still quite large, but you can see that there is a trough system along here which may then start to interact with the system, and that could then start to actually kill the system at that time. But still, it's caused a whole lot of disruption to the fish at this stage, and maybe some of these smaller islands in this area. But for the islands of New Zealand, and I guess Australia as well. Not too much to worry about there as this system continues in this easterly, then seems to go northeasterly at this time. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you for watching the video update for tonight. We will continue following this system until such times as it leaves the Australian area of responsibility or it dies out. So till we see you next time, good night.